Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Let's get the mic lined up properly. Yeah. That looks awful. Wait, it's also really in the way too. Like that maybe. Oh. Like that. There we go. Yeah. Like that maybe. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, looks like you can hear me. But yeah. I need myself to think. Let me turn it down to like 25%. So yeah. Hopefully you're getting on okay. You're having a good weekend. Sorry that I that I haven't been around. I did say like I'll do 2 Cloudpunk streams this week. I think at one point I think I might have decided, oh, you know what, I'll just do 1 really long Cloudpunk stream. Like I think at one point I was like, okay, I'm gonna do 2, right, to make up for the one I didn't do last week. Then I was like, okay, you know what, I'll do 2. Then I'll do 2, right, to make up for the one I didn't do last week. Then it was like, okay, well, I'll do a really long one, and I didn't end up doing them at all. And partly, obviously, you know, I've been watching my past couple streams, past two to 3 streams. I feel like I've mentioned it in detail. I feel like I might have mentioned it once or twice. Even if you haven't, you know, I'll say it here briefly anyway. Basically, I've work done on the kitchen. All started with having a blind put up in the kitchen, blinds. Then from blinds to cutting off the piece of wood because it wasn't long enough for the blinds, to having the whole kitchen painted, and then the doors being done. All the doors, because I live with a dog, a little ginger rat, and he when he gets anxious and everything, he gnaws on the doors. When people are leaving, or he's got locked in a room for a bit because, you know, of how he can get, he gnaws on the doors because he gets anxious, and all the doors have holes in them except for mine, because over the years when the dog is acted out, I've tried my best to tell him off and discipline him, and you know, so my door's the only one that's untouched because he knows not to go for my door. Whereas the other doors, his negative behaviour has been reinforced. Anyway, he did all the doors and all that, but it took 2.5 weeks. And because I'm constantly being interrupted, I haven't been able to commit to anything. All this is excuses, but I'm just explaining how it is. But yeah, he's been annoying. He's been like he did the blind. He's been painting the whole kitchen, and everybody apparently who knows how to paint said it should only take like a couple days at best. This guy, and he's a neighbour, he's a good guy, I don't have anything against him, he's a good guy, but he's taken 2.5 weeks, and he keeps trying to find more work to do to get more money, right? But he's a good bloke. I don't have anything against him. It's just he knows how to work the client, right, to get as much work as possible. And yeah, it's just been aggro, and because I have to help out, you know, I'm being constantly interrupted every 5 minutes to do something. Like, even something simple as holding the dog, but I have to hold the dog because of how we can get and everything. And so I can do my own thing for like maybe a couple minutes. And there were times when I was like, there was a lot of times when I don't know if I did it at first. I think at first I would just straight up hold him, and I would just like sit there twiddling my thumbs. But then there was points, I think eventually I figured out, oh, wait a minute, I've got an ingenious idea. I'll just put the lead around my foot so he can't. So if he tries to get away, I can just pull him back with my leg, or, you know, like not yank him, but like, you know, I can hold him. I can, you know, my leg will be like an anchor, right? My leg will act as an anchor, so I have my hands free to do other stuff. The problem though is that he can bark and get anxious, and, you know, I'll take him again. No, you got to take him in. I'll take him back. No, you got to take him in. I'll take him back. No, you got to take him again. And it could be, oh, just take him for a minute, and then that minute turns into 20, 30 minutes or whatever, right? And several things are going to be done, right? The one thing that I got asked him to hold him for is now turned into several things, so I couldn't really commit to doing anything, and it caused a lot of stress and aggro in the household. It was a huge thing, but finally it got done. It's over now. And yeah, so that's why I didn't stream. I was just oh, and obviously something else happened, like one of the days that I was supposed to stream cup, I don't know if it was the first or second, I was helping put the shopping away, and an accident happened because I was asked to do one thing, which is to put the shopping away, and I got asked to do a second thing simultaneously. And I'm not really good at multitasking, which again is excuses, but I'm not really good at multitasking. I'm more of a single task oriented kind of guy. And the irony being is I was being watched as I was doing both of them. I was being watched. I was being watched, right? The person watching didn't warn me that I was backing up into the fridge. I had the fridge door open, but they asked me to do a second thing whilst I had the fridge door open. And they didn't warn me that I was backing up into the fridge or that I had the door open. They was watching me the entire time. And the irony being, I think they said they're happy willing to wait whilst I finish off doing the first thing. And then they wasn't willing to wait, obviously. And I backed up into it and knocked one of the shelves out of the fridge. It went on the ground, and as you can guess, liquid, because there was a full bottle of Dr. Pepper in the fridge, and it went everywhere. And that was really stressful, because then that caused stress. And so it was a big thing. All of that I wanted to have blinds put up anyway. So on top of all the stress of this guy essentially coming every day. I think we had like 3 days. I think we had like maybe a 3 days break at one point, and maybe we had another 1 or 2 days break. 1 day or 2 day break outside of that, but it was basically essentially every single day. For almost, I'll say it's for almost 2.5 weeks, because we had like 3 days off at one point and maybe 1 day or 2 another point. It was essentially 2.5 weeks of it, and I'm constantly being needed to do stuff, so I can't really commit to anything, right? And anyway, I'm rambling now and I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it was a big thing, and stressful, and now it's over. It's finally over. And obviously, I've said, if I don't do any streams for a week because of stuff going on, or whatever, for whatever reason I don't do my streams in that week, at least I get down and do the visual novel. And I have done streams this week. I think I did the Ashfall stream, I did Ashfall, I did Palia, or was Ashfall last week? I don't know. I've done at least 2 streams this week. So I've done the Palia stream earlier in the week, but that was me covering Palia news and stuff, the roadmap, because it wouldn't load the game up. And I was sitting there for like, as you know, if you watch the stream, I was sitting there for like, I played DJ Respect at one point, but for the most part, the majority of the stream, I was just talking and biding my time. Talking about Palia, not talking about Palia, talking about Palia more, not talking about Palia, to try and buy my time till the game was updating. I think the updater, when it was downloading the game, installing the game, failed a couple of times as well. So it was a big it was a big fucking thing. It was so annoying. Anyway, that's been my week. More of the paint. Constantly being interrupted, and then shit happened. One of the days I was going to stream Cloudpunk, and it's just been stressful. And I'll be honest, I apologise, because I did say I was going to stream and I didn't, but at the same time I just needed the break. I needed the break from streaming, and then I do it as fun as a hobby as well. So I know it sucks for those of you who wanted to watch me play Cloudpunk, and I do apologise for that, because I want to keep productive, and it's nice to be able to stream. Right, I like streaming, but it's with everything going on, I needed the break. I needed the break, because with everything going on, like, and the stress within the household of it going on, it was not fun. It was not fun. It was really, really not fucking fun at all, not one bit. But it's over now. I know you're like, wait, all that from having the kitchen painted. I know, but it was really. It wasn't just the kitchen, like I said. It was the blinds, then the piece of wood, then the kitchen, then the doors, and it's, oh my god, one thing after another. All because a certain someone in my household couldn't say no. I don't know why I'm being ambiguous about who it is, but it doesn't matter. What is, the whole thing was a pain in the arse, stressful as hell, but it's over now, and finally I can get back to streaming, and obviously I'm still going to be asked to do stuff, because I have to help out, but it's going to be back to how it used to be, where I have to help out to do stuff, but then I'll be able to plan around what I've got to do and do my own thing. I won't be constantly be interrupted every 5 minutes. You know, I can plan around what I'm asked to do. I can do what I'm asked to do, and then I can get on with my own stuff. You know, I can plan around it, so, you know, I won't be interrupted. So, well, not much anyway. You know, so it'll be much, much better. Anyway, let's actually get on with it. But yeah, it was just a big hoopla. A big hoopla. But it's over now, and, you know, we can resume, you know, I can resume my regular, you know, day-to-day stuff. And it won't be every single day, and we're gonna get there. Right, will Palia actually launch on the game one or no? Oh, game cap. Well, it just crashed because, well, I know why it crashed. It crashed because I was capturing the game window, and it won't capture the game window for some reason, which I don't know why. Let's relaunch that again. Yeah. Right. Right. Where did we last leave off? It was here, right? August 19th. Yep, exactly a week ago. Nice to see I can still do some things on schedule. Okay, so let me grab a whisk of my drink. Sorry. Well, if anyone interested, it's Coca-Cola with ice. Oh, you'll be happy that I don't have the fan on. I had the fan on with the window open, my door open, but 2 reasons why I turned it off is, one, it was actually getting too cold for me. Like, even though it's hot in my room, having that on with the window open and my door open was actually made it too cold. Like, I feel hot. It's still hot in my room. I can feel the heat even though I'm essentially down. I'm gonna go into detail, but I'm essentially down to my bathing suit. Not completely, but quite close. But it's hot in my room, and obviously, and I didn't want my door open because I thought I'd have some privacy whilst I'm doing this. So I just feel like having a bit of privacy whilst I stream this. But yeah. But as I said, you know, I apologise for not doing all the streams I said I would do this week. It's been stressful. But I did get a Paleo stream done, and I don't know about Ash. I don't know if Ash was last week or this week, the last Ashful stream, because the playtest is over now. But I did do a Paleo stream this week. So that's 2, including this stream, that's 2 streams this week. Maybe a third one if the Ashful stream was this week. But if it was, no. Because if the Paleo stream was this week, and I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure Paleo was early on in the week. No, Ashful would have been last week then. So it's been 2 streams this week. Palia, which I couldn't even get the game to run because, you know, it was bugging out. Great. And then now the original novel. So that's 2 streams this week. It's not like I haven't streamed, but not as much as I wanted to, right? Anyway, I've got on plenty of a rant. So where we last left off, we met with Carrie. We wanted to like cook some of the food she cooked for us that one time, the sushi. So we met up with her at the shopping mall. And then we said something because she said something, and she was like, "Oh, I've got to go," and she accidentally took our bag with her instead of her own bag. So we followed after her like a stalk. We activated our stalker mode and followed after her, and we found her at this like really like Japanese style building care home. And our sister, in an attempt to get back at us because she was angry at us for ignoring her, even though it was accidental and it wasn't deliberate because we forgot our phone, and it wasn't like we were deliberately ignoring her. And I think at first also she wouldn't tell us why she was angry, Because I guess in her defense, I guess she thought we knew. It was obvious why she was angry. Like, it should be obvious. And we're just acting dumb because we don't care. We're acting dumb to tease her. But at the same time, we didn't know, right? You could have just said what the problem is and that would have solved everything. But obviously she didn't know that we didn't know what the problem was because we didn't have our phone on us. And anyway, she decided to retaliate and exact her revenge by making our bike look like a mount out of Fortnite. And I'll say no more. And so yeah, so we were driving our Fortnite bike, girly Fortnite bike. I apologize if that's sexist to some people, but it's a girly. She painted it. It was a girly themed bike. It is to me. It's a girly themed bike around and followed after Carrie. I think she got a laugh out of the bike as well. And show also invited us to a festival at some point. I don't know if we covered that in the last part of this playthrough, but yeah, show invited us to a festival, and I think today said they were going to it, or today said they were going to that festival, to the beach or something like that. We're going to something with the group, and I think it involves the beach. So yeah, Cowrie, the beach. I can't remember anything else, but I think I covered all the main stuff. There might be other bits, but go watch part 10 if you really want to know. And all the other parts are available on YouTube as well. You can also watch them on Kick and Twitch, but Twitch has 7 days for VODs now if you're not an affiliate or a partner. So I would recommend watching them if you really want to watch them as a VOD. If you really want to watch them as like a saved VOD, watch them on Kick or Trovo. If you want to watch him just as like as if it was just an uploaded video, I would recommend watching it on YouTube because it's permanent. They're permanently up on YouTube. Versus Kick and Trovo, I imagine they do delete them at some point. Twitch definitely does delete them, so I would recommend watching them on YouTube. But it's part 1 to 10 all on YouTube. So if you want to come back. That I completely understand that, but I would love it if you stick around and watch me play through this part. But if you really want to experience the whole story from start to finish, you can always watch them on YouTube, or even buy the game and play it yourself, which I highly recommend. But I would also recommend that you watch me, not to tip my own horn. Anyway, let's actually get into it after like what, 25 to 30 minutes. That's what I do. I talk a lot. Anyway. Nikki and I whip up. Sorry, have I got the game showing? Yeah, the game audio's there, microphone's there, music's hidden, alerts are hidden. Let's also hide bot tricks alerts on there. Go away. There we go. Let's do it. Nikki and I whip up a quick dinner. Then I spend the rest of the night looking at more information about the festival before going to bed. I flip around in bed, too excited to settle down, before finally drifting off to sleep. Did it say too excited? I'm pretty sure I just read it, so I should know, but I'm pretty sure they said festival. So yeah, I was right, it is a festival. Cool. I was right to remember that. I wake up energized and throw off the blankets before getting dressed. Since we're going directly to the beach, I decided to just wear my swim trunks and a shirt. Yeah, it was a festival and we are going to the beach. There we go. So I was right to remember. I didn't preload to save it just so I could seem like I know what I'm doing. I swear I didn't. Didn't happen. I actually didn't do it. I'm actually kind of glad that I remembered. Well, that and I saw the save. Well, to be fair, I did see the save with Carrie being at the care home. So Nikki is waiting for me downstairs. She's wearing a cover-up and has a bag slung over her shoulder.
Finally.
Hey, I'm on time for once.
So, I've been awake for at least an hour.
Why'd you get up so early? Nikki beams and fidgets with excitement.
How could I sleep when I have such a fun day ahead of me?
The bag jostles as she fidgets. The bag jostles as she fidgets. What's in the bag?
Just beach stuff, extra clothes, towels, sunscreen, you know.
That's actually pretty smart.
I know.
Nikki pushes me towards the door. Like I said, I know.
Come on, let's go already.
Alright, just let me grab my keys. After collecting my things, Nikki and I climb on my bike and we hit the road. Nikki hops off my bike as soon as I park and sprints out towards the sand. Why? She either doesn't hear me or ignores me. Of course that means I'm stuck carrying all the stuff. With a sigh, I sling the bag over my shoulder and follow her. As I walk on the sand, I scan the beach for my friends, but I don't see anyone I recognise. It must be the first ones here.
Oh, son, we've missed you.
We've had the sun back home too.
It's not the same.
Sure it isn't. She continues to skip and dance in the sand, then spins in a cartwheel. She grins at me. Let Nikki have her fun. You call that a cartwheel? It's like having a puppy. Yeah, we're gonna say that. We're gonna be. We've got to go for the funny option. I wait for Nikki to get tired, but she seems to have endless energy. Nikki! She just laughs and does another cartwheel.
Come on, come join me, bro.
We should set up.
We can do that later.
She pauses, then grins mischievously.
Or maybe you don't know how to do cartwheels.
I know how.
Prove it.
No. No. I'm good here. Nikki pouts and walks over.
Way to ruin the fun, fun police.
I didn't say you had to stop.
The moment's gone.
She glances around her.
Let's just set up here.
Okay. We each lay out a towel from the bag. Nikki pulls her cover up over her head, revealing a frilly two-piece. Where's the rest of your swimsuit? You're wearing something sensible? Don't comment on it. I don't know. It seems like a suitable swimsuit to me. Covers all the appropriate areas. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people wear... I mean, obviously I've got to be careful because I think she's like 15. But like some, I would say, well, I'm not saying anything inappropriate, but it's like some people wear less revealing clothing than that, right? There are women and even younger women who wear, less than that, right? Like swimsuits usually, it's like the top part and then the bottom part, right? And that's pretty, covered, I would say. More covered than others would have it, so... Don't want to be awkward about it. You got to pardon me. I guess you got to be careful in. I guess I'm trying to be careful in 2023, where anything you say can get you cancelled at a moment's notice. Someone's like, I've got to word this very carefully. That's because I'm not. I mean, I might be a weirdo, but I'm not that kind of weirdo. You know what I mean? Anyway, I breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, good. You're wearing that.
Okay.
No, it's a good thing. It's sturdy.
What?
What if you'd been wearing something like that? I point to a woman wearing a string bikini. Any guy could come by and accidentally pull a string and then her whole top would fall off. My voice travels off, so I imagine the string slipping down the woman's shoulders, freeing her voluptuous breasts. Nikki wrinkles her nose.
Yeah, next time keep your weird fantasies to yourself.
Okay. As Nikki and I finish sitting up, we're greeted by a familiar face. Click.
Hey!
A breathless show stands before us, carrying a large umbrella. Mayu stands beside him. Hey, Show, did you run all the way over here? He continues to gasp, so Mayu answers for him.
Yeah, he saw you from the car and raced down here to say hi.
You didn't have to...
I thought I saw you with another cute girl and had to get a closer look to be sure.
Nikki giggles. I instinctively step in front of her.
Aren't you gonna introduce me?
Do you value your life? I gotta take the piss. We gotta shit him up just to take the piss. I mean, I wouldn't care personally, but she's like 15, so you know, it's like maybe don't, bro. But not if you want to keep breathing.
That's really intense.
Oh my god. Sometimes you are just so embarrassing.
Hey, why are you taking his side?
He was just being nice.
He was creeping on my sister.
I'm right here. You don't have to refer to me in third person.
Your sister? Sorry, I didn't know.
I watch him warily as Nikki steps forward.
Don't mind him. I'm Nikki.
I'm Sho, and this is Mayu.
He glances at Mayu, and he glances at Mayu, who has been standing in silence, then balks at the pout on her face.
Huh? What's wrong?
He sighs.
Nothing.
Oh, did you want to introduce yourself? Sorry about that.
No, Sho, it's because she likes you, and the fact that you're going over my sister and not giving her any attention makes her jealous. Because, like, she's wearing a bikini and she's trying her best to probably look nice for you, hoping that maybe you might notice how good she looks. And you haven't even, her appearance hasn't even fazed you. But you're instantly willing to want to greet my sister and say hi to her and everything. So, she's probably really pissed. I mean, she could just ask, hey, what do you think? Do you like how I look, right? But obviously, you know, it's embarrassing, and I guess she feels like if she has to ask, it makes her seem like she's desperate for his approval or his attention. She wants him to just, off of his own back, say something, because that means he genuinely cares to say something. So I do get it on one hand, but it's like, you know, I don't know, man. I hate it when women have a problem with you and they don't say what the fucking problem is. They just expect you to figure it out on your own. I feel like I probably went on a rant about this when Nikki was annoyed at us. Obviously, like I said, I can understand why she didn't say anything, because she thought that we knew and we were just playing dumb, or, you know, or just teasing her, right? You know, she didn't know that we genuinely didn't know. But I feel like that does happen. Again, not all women, but I feel like that does happen, right? Oh man, I hate it when if someone has a problem with you. Not just women, when anybody really has a problem with you, but they don't say what the problem is, and you have to figure out what it is on your own. I hate that so much. I could have clipped this, but I've gone on such a rant. I think the clippable moment has passed. It doesn't matter. We'll clip the moment before this. It's fine. He sighs again.
No, that's not it.
He scratches the back of his head.
Huh? Then what is it?
He continues to pout.
It's nothing.
Nikki leans over to me and whispers.
They make an adorable couple.
I blink. A couple? Sho glances back at us.
Us? No, we're just friends.
Yep, she definitely ain't gonna like that. Not only does her appearance not even faze him, he happily protests at the mere thought of them even being a couple. They're mistaken for a couple, and he can't even go along with it. He instantly like, no, we're definitely not together. It's like, Sho, mate, you are digging your own grave happily. You are just sitting there digging that hole with a smile on your face. Oh.
Yeah, just friends.
Nikki leans over and whispers again.
He's so clueless.
Then she hits my arm. Hey!
Also, you weren't supposed to say that so loudly. What's the point of whispering if you're just going to blurt it out?
I rub at the sore spot. When did you get so strong? Don't know if I clipped that in time, but I think we saved it there with the last moment there. Like it's, I feel like I could clip that with the context, and it'll still be funny. Oh man! All right. Suddenly, we hear a shout in the distance. Following the source of the sound, I glance over and see Kaori hovering over a cowering man. He has his hands up defensively. Kaori snatches a camera out of his hands, fidgets with it, and throws it back at him. The man scoops up the camera, stumbles to his feet, and runs away. As the man flees, Kaori walks towards the water before chucking something into the waves. We stare dumbfounded, watching the scene unfold. Kaori spots us as she turns away from the water and stomps towards us. I can practically see the steam rising out of her ears. Joe sighs.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
May nod.
Aren't you overreacting a little?
Nikki's voice wavers as Kaori approaches, betraying her confidence. Hey, Kaori.
Can you believe that guy?
Her voice trembles from anger. What happened?
That pervert was taking pictures of younger girls. I made him promise never to do it again. Then took out his memory card and threw it into the ocean for good measure.
Nikki eyes Kaori with wonder, then elbows me.
Wow, she's not scary at all. At least not like you described her.
No, she is scary. It's just because you like how badass and strong and independent she is. You probably see her as a role model, whereas the rest of us who don't have our heads firmly planted up our own ass and up her ass can see her for what she is. Very, very scary. Kaori whirls on me, a fierce scowl plastered on her face. When she notices Nikki, her expression softens to one of curiosity.
Who are you?
Nikki beams.
Oh, I'm Nikki.
Kaori continues to stare until Nikki points to me.
His sister.
Kaori raises an eyebrow.
Really? Wow, you're lucky. You two look nothing alike.
Thanks.
Thanks. We answer simultaneously. Nikki and I blink at each other in surprise, then speak at the same time.
What's that supposed to mean?
What's that supposed to mean? No. We say it at the same time, but I'm going to say it like this.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean, what's that supposed to mean? Joe laughs.
I'm pretty sure Kaori meant Nikki's lucky she doesn't look like you.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
No problem, brosif.
Nikki giggles.
I like Cowdy.
Yeah, I bet you do. Kaori stammers out her replies, her cheeks tinge pink.
Oh! Thanks.
Hey, everyone.
We collectively turn around at the sound of Yuna's voice. I want to respond to her, but my voice gets caught up in my throat. Never before have I been so thankful that the bikini was invented. Judging by the silence, everyone is as entranced as I am. Yuna fidgets under our gaze and automatically wraps an arm around herself.
Is everything alright?
Like everyone else, Nikki's gaze is fixated on Yuna. She looks down at her own chest, then back at Yuna, and sighs.
Life is so unfair.
You're young, you'll be fine.
What?
Kaori, I don't. Moving on. I meant that in a good way, but good intentions. Oh, okay. What did I do?
What?
Kaori snaps back to reality. Oh, the ghost goes. Kaori snaps back to reality and hits me hard. Ow!
Stop being a pervert!
Don't be jealous. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna lean into it. If that's how I saw you looking, she's just going to Even though she was looking as everyone was looking, but she's got to project onto me because she's insecure. So what's the best way to get back at Kaori? Is it to say I saw you looking? Because she'll get embarrassed and she'll deny it, but her pride will act as a shield. Whether I say don't be jealous, I'm not only insinuating that, you know, what I was doing bothers her, but it bothers her not because she was doing the same thing, but because she's jealous. And that will play even more into her insecurities and make her feel more uncomfortable than if we just accuse her of doing the same thing. Mind games, people. Mind games. That's another clip. Don't be jealous. Sorry, Kaori. I didn't mean to make you feel left out. There was just so much excitement when you showed up that I didn't get a chance to appreciate you. Kaori throws an arm protectively around her chest.
Don't look at me! You are just as bad as the guy with the camera.
No, I'm not. You're obviously not underage. He turns away from me.
Stop that!
Yuna tries to cover up, clearly mortified.
You guys...
Joe stands in a daze until Mayu pokes him.
I see.
Huh?
She glances down and shuffles her feet.
So that's what you like.
No, that's not it. I like yours too.
Mayu looks up at Sho with wide eyes, then covers herself with her hands.
Stop looking!
Fuck's sake, she gets pouty and miserable when he doesn't notice her, but when he does notice her, she then gets embarrassed and asks him to stop looking. Fucking, oh my god, man. Oh, I know not all women are like this, but there are women out there who are like this. Oh my god, man. Sho's face burns red and he trips over his words.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I promise. I'm not looking.
She wants you to look, but she doesn't want you to look. But she wants you to look, but she doesn't want you to look. I know, Sho, it's confusing. So if you can hear the zipping of the drink, but it's hot and my throat gets dry. Shoot me. Shoot me. Mayu continues to stare at him with doe eyes.
But not because yours aren't good. Because they're great.
Kaori marches over and whacks Sho on the back of the head.
Ow!
He hovers protectively over Mayu.
Come on, Mayu.
But she wants him to look. So he wasn't paying attention to her, right? And she wants him to pay attention to her and look at her like he looks at Yuna. She even got jealous because he was looking at Yuna in a way that she wants him to look at her. So when he does look at her in the same way he looks at Yuna, she gets embarrassed. And then Kaori comes over and attacks him for doing what she wanted to do, wanted him to do in the first place. It's so aggravating. It's so aggravating.
Okay.
Nikki grabs my arm, pulls me over to Yuna, who's still nervous.
You're being so rude, big bro. You didn't even introduce me to your friend.
Oh, right. This is my sister, Nikki. Yuna smiles, clearly relieved.
I'm Yuna. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Sorry about earlier.
Yuna waves away the apology.
It's fine. So, where are we sitting?
I'm about to answer when a sudden weight on my back throws me off balance.
Did you miss me?
I think I'm pretty sure I meant to click stand, but I didn't have time to click the option in time. No, I'm going back. I'm going back because I want to click stand. No, I'm going to yell. Actually, no, I will choose yell.
Did you miss me?
I didn't get to see that. I will click that. I meant to click stand. I didn't want to fall, but obviously you only have like so many seconds to react. And there's so many options to pick from, so it's like, you know. But I feel like someone put me on push. If someone tapped on the back like that, and I wasn't expecting it, I would be like, oh, whoa, like I would probably yelp. So that is probably a realistic way I would react. So I'm going to stick with that option. It was I did accidentally choose that. And I don't know if there has been any times. If it has been, it's rare. Like 9 times out of 10, I think I've made a choice and I've stuck with it. You know, if I was playing this on my own, I would probably pick my own option. I would probably like just pick the options I want to pick. If it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, or the option doesn't, I pick an option thinking it would go like this, and it doesn't because the context isn't there for the option. Like an option says one thing, but what your character does is the opposite. Is what I feel is arguably the opposite of what I chose. Then I might go back because I feel like that's on the game for not properly informing me of the choice. But I feel like for the most part I've stuck with the choices on this playthrough. But that one I was like no, because I accidentally chose the wrong choice there. But no, I will stick with it because. Even though I accidentally clicked, I think I accidentally clicked it because I meant to click the last one, but because I don't have much time, I panic clicked and didn't click the one I already wanted to click. But I think I'll stick with it because it's a realistic way of going about it. I know I talk, I know. With a yelp, I lose my footing and we both topple onto the sand. With her still on my back, a lock of blonde hair brushes my cheek as Valerie leans over to look at me.
Did you miss me?
Harry marches over and confronts Valerie before I can respond.
What do you think you're doing?
So she hits me. Oh.
Claiming my spot.
Nikki crosses her arms and pouts at Valerie.
Do you always jump on the first guy you see?
I'm surprised by the disapproval dripping in her voice. Valerie slides off of me and gives me a wink.
Just the cute ones.
Joe grins.
Then you should have jumped on me instead.
She presses her finger to her lips and looks innocently at Show.
Oh, I thought Mayu would have already done that.
We're just friends.
May tries to hide the blush from her face while Show interjects. Valerie grins impishly.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
She jumps back to her feet.
Get ready, because you're next.
What? Are you serious?
Show's face is a mixture of trepidation and hope as Valerie readies herself to leap.
No!
Everyone stares at Mayu, who is frozen, stunned by her own outburst.
I mean...
What the hell was that? Is she going Super Saiyan or something? Fuck was that? She's going Super Saiyan, watch out. Oh my god. Oh man, that's like one moment already and I feel like I've got like 3 or 4 clips there, man. Oh my god. I may not have done all the streams I wanted to do this week, but we're getting the content. We are getting the content. Oh man. Oh god. It's like a kettle now. From Super Saiyan to kettle. Her cheeks steadily burn red as she struggles to find her words. Valerie laughs and pats Mayu on the head.
I was just kidding. No need to get so worked up.
Mayu pouts.
I wasn't worked up.
She gently moves away from Valerie, whose gaze is now firmly fixed on Yuna.
Oh my god.
Valerie hops closer to Yuna and leans towards her chest.
Where have you been hiding these this whole time?
Yuna's mouth hangs open in shock.
I would like to know this too.
Carrie bats Show on the arm.
Stop being a pervert!
Oh, so it's okay for Valerie to talk about where you've been hiding these and to, like, you know, stare at her like that. But when Show or me does it, it's being a pervert and it's wrong. Even though she's clearly saying, like, wow, look at these. Like, she's clearly sexualizing Yuna, right? And she's saying it in a sexual way, right? And yet, you know, when me and Show do it, it's wrong because we're guys, right? Fuck you, Carrie. Fuck you.
I couldn't help it.
Yuna's desperately trying to cover. Yuna's desperately trying to cover herself.
Can we please focus on something else?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Me too.
Sure.
Joe seems a little reluctant in his agreement.
So, where are we going to sit?
I'm sorry, man. I'm still reeling from that. I'm like, it's always one thing for women and one thing for guys, man. It's double standard. You know? I guess Carrie's argument would be, well, she's a woman, so she's not looking at her in a sexual way. Like, it's not sexual. It's like, really? She just said, where have you been hiding these the whole time? I'm sorry, but that to me is a sexual remark. But it's okay for her to say it because she's a woman. But if me or Sho says it, it's bad. Oh, man. I swear. I know I'm focused on Carrie because the next visual novel I want to do is Carrie After Story, which is a spin-off and follows on after the events of this game. Just a spoiler, by the way. But this game's been out for years. Like, but the Carrie After Story follows on after this. It's a spin-off, but it follows. If you choose to be with Carrie, it follows on after that, right? Just as a spoiler, that's the next one we're doing. That's why I'm focused on Carrie. And I feel like maybe I probably have mentioned it I probably have mentioned it in the past, right? That's the next one I want to do. So that's why I'm focused on Carrie. But I swear, man, if I was in this situation, if I was hanging out with these people in real life, me and Carrie would be at each other's throats. Because I would 1000% with in heart of hearts, with every fibre of my being, I would 100% call her up on that bullshit, right? Even though Sho didn't have my back earlier on, right? I'm a bro, I'm loyal, I will have his back, and plus, I just think it's bullshit that she can get away with saying that, even though she's clearly saying it in a sexual way, but me and Sho can't say it because we're guys. Right? Like, it's fucking bullshit. It's double standards. I'm not gonna lie, it generally bothers me. It generally aggravates me because that happens in real life as well, right? It's one rule for us, another for them, and it fucking annoys me. Fucking aggravates me. Anyway.
It's not too...
I meant to write that.
Where are we going to sit?
Oh, Nikki and I already started setting up right here.
It's not too close and not too far from the water.
Sounds good to me.
Everyone nods and begins to lay out their towels. Excuse me. We're lounging on our towels enjoying the sun when a sharp squeal interrupts the tranquility. Nikki bolts upright and waves to her friends as they race towards her.
You're here.
Of course. We said we were going to be here, didn't we?
The friend lowers her voice.
Are you hanging out with your brother?
Uh-oh.
Yeah? Oh, is he going to come with us to the temple? No.
Aw, why not?
He's busy.
The two girls stare at me.
He doesn't look busy.
One of the friends kneels down and grabs my arm. Hey!
You should come. It'll be so fun.
The other friend grabs my other arm.
Yeah, you can walk with me.
What? No, I got here first.
Oh god, not again.
So, he obviously prefers me.
No, because you're both underage, so definitely not. But also because, even if you were of age and I was interested, Carrie would just beat me to shit and then not tell me why.
No, what is wrong with you two?
Nikki steps in and drags the two girls off of me. They blink at her in surprise.
I don't understand. Didn't you say you and he don't? Yes.
Okay.
Then why are you so upset? Because he's my brother.
Oh, so when I get like that with you when it was show doting on you, it's bad and wrong, especially considering you're underage. But when you do it, it's fine. See what I mean? One rule for us, another for them. bullshit. It's bullshit. They look at each other and seem to come to an understanding.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Huh?
What don't I know?
That Nikki really...
Nikki claps her hand over her friend's mouth.
What couple of weirdos, am I right?
Mate, you dote on your own brother? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was playing a safe for work visual novel. Has this turned to an AVN? Not even like, not even, it's one of those AVNs. I'm like, oh god. Oh no, I'm gonna get banned. Oh man. She pulls the girls roughly to their feet, much to their dismay, and pushes them away from me.
Gee, look at the time. We better get going. I'll get a ride back with these two, so, I'll see you at home. Bye!
I hear faint protests from Nikki's friends as she hurries them away. Meanwhile, my friends have been eerily silent. Hesitantly, I glance over to a circle of frowns. What?
I had no idea you were so popular.
Yuna's bright eyes are dulled with disapproval. I don't know why they like me so much.
Do you know how old those girls are? Creep.
What? How the fuck is it my fault? You think I wooed them? They could just automatically have an interest in me without me having done anything, and I haven't done anything. They just automatically act like so. So it's my fault for looking like I do. It's my fault for being what I am, right? It's not Yuna's fault that she has big ass breasts, right? And it's not my fault if they take an interest in me because of who I am and what I look like. You know, it's not like I didn't ask for their attention, Carrie. All right, they came on to me. I look around for a friendly face, and my gaze lands on Sho. Come on, Sho, have a brother's back. Come on, Sho, buddy. You're with me, right?
I misjudged you.
You've got to be kidding me. I can't tell if he means that in a good or bad way. Mary watches me silently. Her face is a mask, but I think I see curiosity in her eyes. I wonder if she believes this isn't my fault. Valerie latches onto my arm.
You know, if you wanted a younger girl, you only had to ask.
I like them older. I'm gonna play into her game because why not? At least Valerie isn't fucking judging me. And Sho, my bro, who's supposed to have my fucking back, is being like this. Sho, I'm gonna remember this. Oh, I'm gonna remember this. Before I would have had your back with Mayu, but now I'm gonna push your buttons. I'm gonna get my fucking own back. Just you wait, Sho. This means fucking war. You were supposed to have my back. Be a loyal brother, and now you want to go against me, especially with that situation of all situations when I really need you to have my back. I'm gonna remember this, Sho. I'm gonna remember this. Sons of bitches. Really? Did you have someone in mind? Valerie bats her eyelashes at me. There's something in your eye. Besides, and let's go of my arm.
Never mind.
This is sufficiently awkward. So, the beach? How about we go swimming? Mary brightens at the idea.
Yes! Swimming!
She grabs Sho and races towards the water. Sho stumbles behind her.
Hey, slow down!
Carrie and Valerie glance at each other, then grin and jump to their feet. They speed behind the pair and leap into the water with glee. Hey, wait for us. You and I follow behind. When we reach the shore, I slowly wade into the sea and enjoy how the water cools my hot skin.
Come on, Yuna. What are you waiting for?
Yuna sticks towards the shore and watches nervously as the water laps at her knees.
That's okay. I'll just stay here. Do you know how to swim? Yeah.
Carrie and May swim over and stand next to Carrie.
What is it then?
Don't worry about it. I'm very happy right here.
If I had to guess, I would say that she's worried that her bikini would come off in the water. And obviously it'd be very embarrassing for her. So she doesn't want to get in the water in case it comes off somehow. But even though it looks pretty fastened on, and it looks pretty secure to me, I don't know how secure it is. It looks secure to me, but I don't know. I'm not the one wearing it. Plus, just the thought of that happening probably consumes her, you know, every waking thought. So, even though it's a small chance it'll happen, right, the likelihood of it happening is really small. In her eyes, it's like, no, 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 no. If that happens, no, no, no. And so it's like, I'm not doing it. I imagine that's what it is.
Aw, hanging out by yourself is no fun.
I mean, I have played this before a long time ago. Like, back in, like, 2017 or something like that. Like, I don't know for sure what year it was, but many years ago, I played this. And I don't believe I played it on stream either. Although I think I played every other PixelFade game on stream. I haven't played this on the stream. Which is weird, but maybe, I don't know. I know for anyone who's curious, I know I, started doing visual novels, I think in part because I was watching Deca Shadow do visual novels, and he would record them. He'd record them and do them as YouTube videos for YouTube. He wouldn't stream them. He would just do them on YouTube. But I believe, I'm not entirely sure because I've got a crappy memory, but I believe that's why I started doing them on stream, because of watching him play visual novels. And at some point, I guess I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to stream visual novels myself, right? Like, you know, I've been watching him doing it. It's inspired me to want to do it myself. I think that's why. The water
and I don't really get along well. Are you scared? Here, you can walk with me.
May stretches out her hand and smiles encouragingly at Yuna. As everyone tries to cajole Yuna into the water, I'm actually aware of the sudden lack of Valerie.
Well, it's more like...
Yuna plunges face first into the water and disappears below the waves. Yuna! Everyone lunges towards her just as she resurfaces, her back towards us. Yuna, are you okay?
Don't look!
Something floats in front of her, which she snatches out of the water and presses to her chest. Her head is lowered and her shoulders slumped as she struggles to simultaneously hide herself and retie her bikini top at the same time. Mayu claps a hand over Sho's eyes.
What?
Don't look.
Offer to help. Oh, you know I am. You know I am. Do you need help putting that back on? That sounded a lot less creepy in my head. I mean, you seem to be having trouble with the knots. I promise I'm not trying to look.
No, I've got it.
She shies away from me and uses her hair to shield her body as much as possible. I better leave her to it before things get out of hand. Okay, sorry. Valerie is nearly doubled over on the beach, her squeals of laughter adding to the commotion. Kaori stalks back to the beach and stands in front of Valerie.
Why would you do that?
Yuna looked like she could use a little push to get into the water, so I gave her one.
I bet you did it because you knew exactly what would happen.
I did not. But I won't lie and say it isn't hilarious.
What if she didn't know how to swim? She could have gotten really hurt.
Yes, in the shallow end of the sea, where she's right in front of the sand. Yeah, you're right. Oh god, she would have gotten really hurt in the sea where there's sand around, and she's in the shallow end of she's in the shallow part of the ocean, so she can easily just stand back up, or someone could help her with ease. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Oh, the worst could have happened.
It's right against the beach. Completely shallow water.
Exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. Right? Like, she's perfectly fine. Nothing would happen. It's not like she's several miles into the sea, right, miles away from the shore, right? And she's barely got anything but a tiny float, right? It's fine. Even Valerie literally just repeated what I just said. So there we go.
Still, it's dangerous because you can't prepare yourself.
Cowrie!
A figure with long dark hair leaps onto Carrie's back, holding her in a hug.
Ah!
Carrie windmills her arms trying to catch her balance, but topples into the water.
May!
Carrie pushes May off of her and wipes the water out of her eyes.
You can't just push people into the water! Why don't you people understand this?
Valerie is clutching her stomach in laughter.
So good.
May just smiles and cocks her head to the side.
It's good to see you too. That's not what I said!
Valerie finally catches her breath and wades over to May.
Nice one.
Thanks. I'm May.
Valerie.
May glances at the rest of us who have been observing in silence, trying to process the scene. May coughs awkwardly.
I'm Mayu. And this is Shell.
Sho is obviously trying to process May's ample assets, but at the sound of his name, he snaps back to reality.
Right. Hi.
Yuna also seems to be sizing up May.
I'm Yuna.
And I'm Holy. May graces us with a broad smile.
It's nice to meet you all. Cowrie, when did you make so many friends?
And now you're leaving.
But I only just met everyone.
Don't you have your own friends to hang out with?
I am hanging out with my friend.
That's not...
A jet of water splashes over Kari's face. May giggles while Kari grows more irritated. He flicks her wrist and sends a stream towards May. But May dodges it and splashes Yuna's chest instead. Yuna glances... Oh, that's a sight. Yuna glances down, and that, my friends, is the thumbnail. Oh yeah, that'll get some views. Yuna glances down at her chest, then narrows her eyes, clearly fed up. Using her whole arm, she sends a big wave towards Kari. But the water misses and catches Valerie, who squeals happily. She sends a small splash back, which catches Mayu on the cheek. Mayu blinks. Valerie's brow winkles in worry and she opens her mouth to apologise, but instead dodges the splash that Mayu sends back. Before long, all of the girls are squealing, bouncing around the water, splashing each other. Sho and I stand off to the side, watching the glorious view.
Is this not the best thing you've ever seen in your life?
Fuck you, Sho, I'm still angry at you. But yes, it is quite nice. I nod solemnly, but another voice answers.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Geary! Nice amount of culture, I see. As one, Sho and I turn and see Akiri nodding approvingly. When did you get here? He gives me a confused look.
I've been here this whole time.
Sho and I glance at each other, then shrug. I think I've seen Mayu before. He's part of the Ona Bugesha, right?
Yeah.
We butchered that name, but whatever. I remember Kari's intense reaction when we learned we were matched against May's team. But May seems to treat her like they are old friends. How do May and Kari know each other? They seem to have opposite reactions when seeing each other.
Their relationship is strange. They've known each other since childhood, but judging by the way they act towards each other, it's hard to remember that.
The conversation ends. Silence settles in as we continue to watch the splash attacks.
Why aren't we joining in on the fun?
That's a great question.
Sho swims closer to the girls and shoots a stream of water towards Mayu. Mayu yelps in surprise and splashes back when she sees Sho's grin. Akira and I join in after Sho's introduction into the splash wall. The sun kisses the horizon, spilling orange light over the waves. Akira and May left right after the splash wall to join their friends. Valerie is lounging on her towel, trying to soak up the last of the dry rays while reading from her e-reader. Yuna sits on the sand, watching the waves lap at her feet. Kaori looks thoughtful as she sits in her fold-up chair, tossing and catching an inflatable beach ball. Sho and Mayu are missing. I'm not sure where they went. The day is winding down and it'll be dark soon. Well, we got, you know, we're the whole point of this is to get closer to Kaori, right? So any choice with Kaori comes up, we've got to pick it because she's the one we're investing in. Even though she was a bloody bitch earlier on and Sho didn't have my goddamn back, which I'm still reading over. But whatever. Not upset. There, how it works. I walk over to Kaori. Hey Kaori, what are you up to? In response, she throws the ball at me. The ball travels slowly in the air and lands gracefully in my hands.
Nice catch.
Thanks. She seems distracted. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't say any more, but instead looks out towards the ocean. While she's not paying attention, I toss the ball back to her. As expected, it bounces off of her chest before she catches it.
What? Hey, don't throw things when I'm not looking.
She hurls the ball back at me. Instead of catching it, I volley it back. Kaori blinks in surprise, but her reflexes kick in and she leaps out of the chair to return it. We continue to volley the ball back and forth, hitting it further and further away from each other so the other person has to scramble to return it. Once the ball hits the ground, we stop. My breathing is heavy as I sit down to rest. Kaori did not go easy on me. She made sure I was running around the whole time. Kaori collects the ball and comes beside me.
Thanks.
For what?
Do I need to spell it out for you?
Yeah. She sighs.
For playing volleyball, or whatever that was, with me.
Oh, sure. Were you hoping to play with the group? She shrugs.
I thought maybe it was something we could do. My sisters and I would play every time we came to the beach. It just feels off to come here and not play.
I'm glad I could help.
Normally, we'd play in the water, but I guess this will have to do.
She glances at the sky.
It's getting dark, so we should probably head back.
Oh, okay. I'll go get Sho and Mayu.
Alright, I'll tell Valerie and Yuna.
As I search the beach, I find Sho and Mayu sitting on a rock cliff, their feet dangling in the water. They're leaning into each other, watching the sunset. I don't want to disturb their moment, so I slip away before I'm noticed. The girls give me questioning looks as I return.
Did you find them?
You know, I'm going to have his back when he doesn't have mine so that he feels bad about this. I'm going to get him back. I swear to God, if an opportunity pops up, I'm going to take it. No, I didn't find them. Kaori looks skeptical.
This beach isn't that big.
They must really want to be alone. Maybe one of us should look for them?
No, the sun's already set, so I'm sure they're on their way back now. As if on cue, the two of them appear in the distance. As they approach, Sho grins apprehensively under everyone's gaze.
What's going on?
Where were you?
Off watching the sunset.
No. I mean, where were you?
We were really just watching the sunset.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Is that sweat on their foreheads?
That's not a weird response.
I reply before Valerie can cause any trouble. The sun's already set, so we should get going.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sho nods. We all pack up our belongings and head to the parking lot, when we say our goodbyes and hop in our respective vehicles. Since Nikki said she was leaving with her friends, I kick my bike into gear and drive home. I'm exhausted by the time I get home, and I'm secretly thankful Uncle Kato is nowhere in sight. All I want to do is take a hot shower and go to bed. Nikki hasn't come home yet either, so the bathroom is all mine. I wash the sand and salt water off my skin, then go to sleep early. My alarm sounds, waking me up. I turn it off and prepare for the day. After a quick breakfast, I drive to school and head to class.
Good morning, everyone. I have some good news. Because so many of you did well on the pop quiz from last week, we're going to have another one.
A chorus of groan circles around the classroom.
I knew you'd all be excited.
That's sarcasm. Everyone gradually falls silent as the TAs hand out the quiz. As soon as I receive mine, I begin. Are gears designed to look like a specific gender? If so, explain why. Yes, because boobs. The voluptuous nature of breasts transcends beyond a mere piece of machinery. What an easy question. Sheesh. After completing the test, I turn it in to the professor. Soon everyone has turned in their paper.
Everyone awake now? Good. In today's lesson... Class dismissed.
I gather my things and file out of the classroom with everyone else. Once I'm outside, my legs take me towards the hangar. I need to practice. I chat with Akira last Monday. He's been on my mind ever since. Our team has been on a really good streak. But are we strong enough to beat Akira's team? I swipe myself into the hangar and shake my head free of these thoughts. We have to meet on Bugasha first. I pass Aura on my way to Eagle and hear voices raised in a heated argument. Kaori glares at May, who looks exasperated.
I always have your best interests at heart.
Oh god, here we go. Cat fight. Oh man.
That's not true.
When have I not?
Have you already forgotten about what happened with Ryota?
May looks taken aback.
Really? You're bringing that up? How was I supposed to know he'd react that way?
You weren't supposed to tell him at all!
Maybe not, but I was trying to help.
Kaori's face contorts in anger.
I was humiliated in front of the entire school! Is that what you call helping?
That's not fair. You know that wasn't my intention. And how Ryota handled the situation. Best friends don't treat each other like that.
I know.
May falters at Kaori's piercing stare.
Kaori.
Well, none of that would have happened in the first place if you had just kept my secret a secret. It was all your fault.
May blinks rapidly.
I can't talk to you when you're like this. You need some time to calm down. Maybe then you'll listen to reason.
I doubt it. This is Kaori we're talking about. She's more like act first, think later. And she never thinks later.
Don't you dare!
May spins on her heel and walks away. Her footsteps echoing behind her. I think May made the right decision there. I'm sorry, but if you're talking to somebody, you're trying to reason with them, and all they're doing is being super angry and just being venomous and toxic, and just adding nothing but negativity to the conversation, right? Then no one's gonna get anywhere. You're just gonna get all you got is people yelling at each other. What does that solve? There's no compromise. There's no middle ground. There's no progression. It doesn't add anything of value. So in Kaori's mind, like, no, you're gonna stay here and we're gonna have this out. Have what out? You just if she stays, all you'll be doing is barking at each other, like until she walks away in a huff and you think you've won. Like, how is making her feel any more shitty than what you already have gonna help? it's not gonna resolve anything. It's not gonna help you, you know, deal with these feelings and these frustrations. It's just gonna add on to it. It's just gonna all Carrie's doing is fanning the flames. That's all she's doing. She's not helping the situation. She's just fanning the flames, and she doesn't realize that. It's not putting a stop to anything. It's not resolving anything. It's just creating more shit. But oh, she doesn't realise that because she's blinded by anger.
Meg!
And Carrie is the character that got a spin-off. Not Valerie, not Mayu, not Yuna. No, Carrie's the one that got the spin-off. Don't get me wrong. I think I might have streamed Carrie off story. I think I remember, like, I won't spoil anything, but I remember like, there's like it's part of a spoiler, but I think there's like a festival in that game as well, but a different kit festival. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a different festival. And I believe I vaguely remember that. So yeah, I definitely have played it. And I don't remember it. I don't believe it was a bad game, but I don't remember hating it. But I don't understand how out of all the characters, and I imagine PixelFade had like a poll or they did a vote, like, you know, we want to do a spin-off. Which character do you want to see? Or maybe it was highly requested. And I'm like, why Carrie? Like, I will never ever. I do get it to an extent, I guess. But I will never fully understand. I say it like this: I will never fully understand why people like you Sunday characters so much. You know, the ones that are really like, you know, like Carrie, but you know, then they have like a tragic backstory, or as you get to know them, you find like, you know, a hard exterior, a soft center, right? Like I have no idea why people like those characters so much, right? And if someone said, like, oh, it's because they're like really complex, I'm like, they're not complex. They're actually really simple. How are they complex? Like, there's no complexity to their character. They're just angry, but then you find out, oh, they're angry because this, and then you either empathize, or you're either empathetic or sympathetic, or you just get like, no, this doesn't make any sense to me, and you don't get on with them. Like, I'm sorry, but a character that treats me like absolute shit, if it was real life, I'd tell that person to go fucking do one. If I'm trying to be nice to somebody, be like compassionate or, you know, affectionate towards them, right, and be welcoming of them, supporting of them, and they're just giving me nothing but a constant stream of shit, right, I'll tell them to go fucking do one. It's like if someone's trying to be helpful and supportive of me, and I'm just giving them nothing but shit for their efforts. I wouldn't hold it against them if they went, you know what, fuck you, you do you. I'm not gonna bother with you anymore, right? You come talk to the, either be fuck you, I'm done with you, don't ever speak to me again, or it'll be come find me when you're ready to actually treat me like a friend, you know, like a human being, not like a piece of shit, you know. I'm sorry, but I don't get you Sunday characters at all. I'll never fully get it. I said it like that before. I will never fully get it. I do get it to an extent, I feel like, if I really think about it. But I will never fully understand it. I don't understand what Carrie, of all the characters, I guess Yuna, Mayu is with Sho, right? And it makes sense for Mayu and Sho, because you're kind of being a cut cold there. You're stealing Mayu away from Sho, right? And obviously, you know, Mayu is trying to be with Sho, and Sho's just not interested, right? So I don't know if Mayu is a romantic option or not. But obviously, you know, obviously, like, you know, she finds out you like her, and if Sho doesn't like her, and she finds out you like her. That's happened with me in real life, believe it or not. Not like, we weren't like super close friends, and I didn't steal her or anything. But she ironically, I believe how it went was, me and him were like acquaintances. We weren't like close friends. We were more like, you know, work friends, right? More like we attended college together, right? We had some of our classes. We had some of our classes together, and And I think we both started at level 2 and we went up into level 3, right? So we knew each other for a good bit. And I think we even like hanged out on Discord maybe, or Skype or whatever. And like, I think maybe like played Twitter, or I played Twitter, we talked. Like, we did like hang out outside of college, I think, a little bit. But we weren't close friends. We weren't close friends. I would say we were friends, but we weren't close friends. And she liked him. She actually ironically hated me at first. Ironically, she actually, I think she didn't like me at first, but then she came to me one time because she liked him, but she didn't know how to approach him, and I gave her advice and opened up to her. And I think I don't know for sure. I think maybe I even said like I actually like had a crush on you, or actually like did like you. And I think it was a combination of me showing her a side of me that she didn't see before. I guess before she just thought I was a prat, right? I just joked around, took the piss, and I was never serious, right? And I just like to take the piss and poke and prod. But then she discovered, oh, he's actually got a head on him, and he can actually think through things, and he's actually sensitive and can actually give advice and stuff, right? Like, oh my god, I didn't realize there was this side of him before. I think it was that coupled with me saying that I actually did like her, that she was like, oh, and we actually ended up getting together for a little bit. Inevitably, I actually broke up with her and walked away from her because I didn't like her. But maybe that's a story for another day, because the focus is on the visual novel, and I'm going on a huge tangent here, multiple tangents here. But yeah, like, so ironically, she actually hated me at first, but through her wanting my help with the friend, she ended up liking me, and because he was interested, she got with me instead, right? It's not like I was second best, whatever, right? Like, obviously, I know for a fact it was nothing like that. She didn't even, I know for it definitely wasn't, because she didn't like me at first, but it was a combination of me showing her a side of me that she didn't realize I had before, plus the fact that I said, I think I did like her at one point. And then, and that wasn't why I took the piss. I'm someone who, as you know on stream, I'm someone who likes to take the piss, and, I like to have a laugh, right? But she obviously she didn't like that at first. But she ended up liking me afterwards. And I think it was part in part because he didn't like her. Like, if he returned her feelings, then she probably would never have got with me. But it was a combination of me trying to help her out, me doing my best to to help her out, on top of the fact that I had said I liked her, probably. Like those two things, if I'm remembering correctly, that she was like, oh, okay, well, I guess she never considered it before, right? That's the thing, like, she never considered me before. So I can't say that I was like second. So if I can't get with him, I'll get with you, because she didn't actually like me at first. But I think it was discovering there was another side of me that she realised was there, on top of, So, but anyway, it was interesting for sure. But yeah, she didn't like me at first. So it's like, I guess I mean, she wasn't a Sunday character. She wasn't like, she didn't have that behaviour. But I guess it's just funny how, like, I've had something similar happen in real life, where I had someone who didn't like me, and we didn't get on, and then out of nowhere, we ended up, bonding, right, and then actually getting on, I just don't like people. I just don't get it. I'd have to speak to someone. Do you like you Sunday characters, right? Like, characters who are abrasive and, treat you like shit and are really standoffish and stuff. But then as you get to know them, you find out there's more to them. And if they, I'm sure for a lot of people, they're complex. There's depth to them. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I say they're simple. I guess thinking about it, there is depth to a Sunday character to an extent, because I guess there is, but I would say they're simple in the sense that, like, they're not hard to write, I would say. But to me, in my eyes, they're not hard to write. And I've studied writing, so I feel like I know, to an extent, I know what I'm talking about, right? They act standoffish, and then you just give subtleties to their character that shows that there's more to them than what, if you there's certain signs in their behaviour and how they behave and think that you know, lets you know that there's more to them than meets the eye. They're not just acting like this because they're an asshole. They've been burned, or they have a tragic backstory, right? Like, they're simple to me when you really think about what makes a character the way they are. But I think good characters like that is when they have a tragic backstory and you understand and you can empathize or sympathize with them, right? But there's times when, you know, I think with Kaori, I don't think there's ever a time where I'm like, oh, so that's why she acts the way she does. Like, I can forgive her. I think that, for me, is the big thing. Can I forgive them for how they've acted towards me, right? Is why they act the way they do a good enough reason for me to forgive them? I think that, for me, is a big key thing. Can I forgive them? Because if someone treats me like shit, like I said earlier, I'm going to fucking fire back at them or tell them to fuck off. I'm not going to just accept them treat me like shit, right? But can I forgive them for how they've acted towards me when I get to know them better? And if there's a reason why they act the way they do. Like, I think that's two key things for me that makes it used to... If it is the right character I'm thinking of, a Sunday character, can I forgive them? And does why act the way they do make sense? Right? Like, does their backstory justify their behavior? And can I forgive them? I think that's the two key things I have to, like, consider when a character like Kaori comes along, right? Does their backstory justify why they act the way they do? Like, does it make sense? And does why they act the way they do, when I finally get to know them, they open up to me, or I find out why they act the way they do, can I forgive them? Right? If they're not forgivable and their justification for their behavior makes no sense, then I'm not going to get on with that character. I think that, for me, is the two key things. Again, I know I've gone on a huge rant here, but anyway. Kaori lets out a scream of frustration into her hands. As she turns around, she notices me.
How long have you been there?
Long enough to enjoy the show. So, let me see if I got this right. May told some big secret of yours to this Ryuta guy, who humiliated you in front of the whole school. Kaori's eyes widen, then she crosses her arms.
Why were you eavesdropping?
I don't think it counts as eavesdropping when you're shouting louder than all the mechanical whirring in here.
Well, you still shouldn't have listened.
Obviously, this is a sensitive subject. As much as I'd like to know who Ryuta is, what happened between them, and what part May has to play in all of this, Kaori looks upset enough as it is. Pushing her will make her close up to me even more. So, what were you doing in here anyway, before the argument? Kaori shrugs.
Checking on Aura. What are you doing here?
I thought I'd practice with Eagle.
Oh.
Uncomfortable silence settles in. My phone buzzes. Saved by the bell. Well, buzz, I guess. Sorry, I better get this. Kaori nods. She looks just as relieved as I am. I accept the call and walk further away from Kaori. Hello?
Hey!
Hi, Yuna.
I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time.
No, this is perfect.
Okay, so your account manager with Dashu reached out to me. He'll be close to campus later today and would like to meet with you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what everyone's schedules look like.
Wait, he wants to meet with just you.
I bet he wants to get to know me better. I don't know. I'll go for that one, I guess. Did I do something wrong?
No, not at all. He has some questions about your gear.
Of course he does. Why? What's wrong with Eagle?
Nothing. He's impressed by it. He wants to know how your outdated American gear is able to outperform even the newest Japanese models.
Outdated?
way. It's just not new. So, will you meet him?
Sure.
Great! You can meet him at the cafe after lunch.
Alright, I'll be there. Thanks, Yuna.
No problem.
After saying goodbye, she hangs up. By the time I end the call, Kaori is nowhere in sight. That's probably for the best, honestly. Our chat didn't end on such a great note. Since I came here to practice, I climb into Eagle and start up a simulated match. After I practiced a few rounds, I shut down the simulators and climb out of Eagle. I can tell my reaction times are improving. I'm sure with a little more practice I'll be ready to face Ona Bugesha. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I don't even know. Since I have some extra time, how do I want to spend the rest of my afternoon? I don't want to hang out with Sho right now. He didn't have my back on the beach. I'm still angry with him. He'll sense that I had an opportunity to hang out with him and chose not to, and I'll let it burn. I'll let it burn. I ain't hanged out with Mayu yet. Sho is obviously, you know, getting close to Mayu. I could hang out with Yuna, but I don't know. We'll hang out with Mayu. True to Mayu's word, she did not end up. True to Mayu's word, she did end up playing for me. I jokingly mentioned we should start a band, but she was receptive to the idea, so we decided to go for it. I make my way to the music room. I finally convinced Mayu we should expand the band, and we're now holding auditions for our newest member. After Mayu played for me for the first time, she loosened up a lot and we've been jamming regularly together. I found a flyer for local musicians. The community is sponsoring a talent night for both bands and solo artists. I know Mayu and I are ready to compete, and after much cajoling, I got her to agree to sign up. The only problem is a band is considered 3 or more people. Neither of us wants to perform alone, so the only thing left to do is to recruit a 3rd member. Mayu was already setting up the music room when I arrive. Hey Mayu. She pauses and smiles when she sees me. When did she play for me? Or is this option assuming that I've been invested into her all this time? Because I feel like this is the first time I've ever hanged out with Mayu. Because we've played this game for 11 parts. Unless I did hang out with her at one point, or maybe the game is just that's why there's all that exposition. Because this happened off screen. And so, because we're picking the option to hang out with her, at this point the game assumed to have been hanging out with her up to this point. So it basically glosses over all of what happened. I don't know. It's a bit weird considering we've never... I don't know. I guess they you know, the budget, you know, and the budget and time being what it is, they're like, oh, at this point we can't just have them not have. Say they've invested into one character all this time, and you know you can't hang out with Kaori. So what option can we give this person, right? Shows an obvious choice because you know they're your friend, your bros, your friends, so it's fine. But if you don't want to hang out with Sho, right? We want to give the player, you know, a couple options, right? Mayu's an option, but we haven't got anything else written or planned out for her, you know. I mean, they could have just had a generic meeting happen, right? Like Mayu's in the library and you have a little interaction with her. Maybe you even talk about her and Sho. That would have been me if I was writing this. And I was like, okay, I want to give the player a couple options for what to do here, because I don't want to have them be super limited because they're invested into one character and I've got nothing for them to do with that character right now. So I'll have the other characters, you know, I'll give them the option to hang out with the other characters, right? To have variety and to give the player some choice. But they haven't invested in this character, so what can I have them do? I know, since they haven't invested in this character has gone with this other, romantically become more closer to this other character, you know, to their close friend, right? There's a you know, they can hang out, maybe she's looking a bit gloom. You know, you talk about what happened on the beach, and, you know, she mentioned she's getting closer to Show, and you're like, look, I get it. You like Show, don't you? You know. And when you hanged out on the beach, that was the first time you felt like you was close to him as you've wanted to be all this time, right? And me and Mayu can bond over that, right? Because I'm advising her and helping her on how to get Show to realise what's going on, you know, and help and comfort her in that time of need, you know. Like there's a chance there for that to happen. I don't know why they didn't have that be a thing. Instead, you're glossing over a band, and you've got a band together and all of that, and I'm like, none of that happened. What are you talking about? I've played this game 11 parts. No, I've played this game. You know, I've got 11 parts of this game now, and I don't believe I've ever hung out with Mayu before, unless I have and forgot about it. So my only logical conclusion is that the game's assuming that we've made options prior to this to hang out with Mayu, and is glossing over all of what happened leading up to this point, which is kind of like, well, I don't care about any of that because I'm not invested. I didn't experience any of that. You're giving exposition for loads of stuff that happened leading up to this point that I never made any options for. So I'm not invested in this scenario. So why? Like, I don't know. No, my bet is that they didn't have a lot of time and assets, and they're limited on budget, like budget constraints. So, you know, they've got to, like, they've only got so many, like, art assets and stuff to use, so they have to, like, come up with a way to give a player a reason to hang out with this person without creating any new route, because that would require more assets and more time. So that's my thoughts on things. It just doesn't make any sense. When did we practice together? When did she play for me? When did we start a band? When did all of this happen? None of this happened. You're just acting as if all this, the game's acting as if all of this happened when it didn't. We never experienced any of this as the player. So I'm just very confused. It seems very it breaks continuity, I guess. It's very continuity breaking, because none of that happened. Like, it happened off screen. That's kind of shit.
I mean, of course you made it, but you're early, which is nice. Not that I think you can't be early to things, but...
Her voice fades and she drops her gaze. I'm a little nervous too. Mary flashes me an appreciative smile.
I hope we find someone good.
Same here.
There will only be singers auditioning today, right?
Yeah, I think having a vocalist will best complement our sound. Mary nods.
I agree.
I help her move some of the clutter to the corner of the room and set up a long table with chairs in the middle of the room for us to sit. This is the judges' table. Mary sits at the table while I poke my head out in the hall. For the first audition, please enter the room. As I return to my seat, a short student with slicked back hair walks in. He's changed out of his uniform and his shirt hangs loosely over his small frame. I squint to get a better look and notice his shirt is decorated with all different types of footwear. Sandals, flip-flops, etc. This is going to be interesting. And I think we will save that there. One hour, 49 minutes. Not bad. I think that is arguably the longest, one of the longest episodes I've done of late. I think the others have been like half an hour, something shorter. So I think that's really good. And I think that's really, really good. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. I apologise for again, I know I've said it already, but I apologise again for not doing the Cloudpunk stuff. It's been a stressful like 2.5 weeks, and I've tried to stream here and there in the midst of all of it, but it's just been so stressful, and it's finally all over now, so I can get back. Oh, and an update. I spoke about it with Monstrosity DMB. and I'm actually giving it some thought about like learning Unreal Engine 5. And I've looked into it, and there are visual novels that are made with Unreal Engine. And there's actually like a really good plugin that like you can make visual novels without any coding. Obviously, it would make sense for me to learn basic coding, because there's gonna be things I want to customize about the visual novel, like the main menu and other bits and bobs, right? But it's like $80 as well, so it's not cheap. But there's another plugin that me and Mom was looking at the other day that we might make use of, depending on the game we make, and it's like $300. So plugins can get really expensive. So it's expensive. I mean, it's the cost of a AAA game, but the whole point of the plugin is that there are others too, but the whole point of this plugin is for those who want to make a visual novel without any coding. Like, they don't know how to code. And so this is for those people who want to make a visual novel but have no coding experience or don't have any interest in learning how to code. Obviously, it would make sense for me to learn how to code, because, you know, that's a skill, that's experience in my repertoire. Like, oh, I know how to use this coding. I think C++ is like the one. Or I'll find out what coding languages do you kind of need to know for Unreal Engine, like what's the best ones to learn, and I'll find out what code the plugins use as well. And I'll even ask the person for that plugin, like, I don't want to learn code, and I'm really glad that your plugin allows people to make visual novels without coding knowledge, but so I did want to learn how to code just so that I have that for if and when I need it, right? Because your plugin might be really good, but I'm sure it can't do everything, right? I'm sure you'll even admit to that. So anyway, I'm considering it. And I've bookmarked some of the plugins, and there's a course that I'm looking at doing, which is like $16.50, and it's like a beginner's course for Unreal Engine. And I'm thinking of taking that, and I think that will be good. You know, just dip my toes in, see if it's for me. Because I've looked into learning Unreal Engine 5 before. I was actually considering it at one point, but then I never got around to it. And I've even looked into learning Unity at one point, because I was going to learn how to make a visual novel with Unity. And I never stopped, you know. Motivation's a big thing for me, but I think, you know, it's time now that I actually get to it, you know. It gives me a reason to do writing again. And it's, you know, I really like visual novels, so it's heavily story focused, so I'm going to need to write a lot, which, you know, it helps me to flex my writing muscles and, you know, improve upon my writing. And it's making a visual novel, which I really like visual novels, and I really like, you know, video games. So I'm making a video game, but I'm also writing a good story at the same time, right? So, you know, obviously, if I make a game with Mon, it's not going to be a visual novel, but that'll be my own project for me to do, right? And so I think that's something I want to consider. And I don't do art myself, so I have to hire an artist to do the art for me, which would be expensive. But, you know, it's you know, I definitely want to look into it. You know, I wanted to do it in the past, and just for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know specifically why, but I just got the motivation to want to consider it again. Yeah, I guess it's like the third time now, I can believe it. Hey, third time's a charm. But I thought I'd let you guys know, because, you know, I might even look into, you know, doing it on stream. I might make a game on stream. I don't know. Or, you know, just because I thought it's, you know, it's nice to, you know, try and keep you guys updated on stuff. But anyway, thanks so much for watching the visual novel. I appreciate you being here. You know, if I've been social to an extent, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. In first, not second, third, although only. You know, I know visual novels aren't for everyone, but hopefully you've enjoyed me playing through it, and you enjoyed my rants, and you know, it was content. Hopefully it was good content. Anyway, have a good rest of your weekend. It's obviously Saturday today, so hopefully you have a good rest of your weekend. If you're working this weekend, I'm sorry, but hopefully you get through your work okay, and you're able to make something good out of this weekend happen. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I would say, for more Palia, I would say. I'll play some more Palia. And next week, I'll actually do Cloudpunk because I won't have to be constantly interrupted every 5 minutes, you know? So, you know, I can actually, you know, help out. I can just help out. I can actually, you know, do Cloudpunk. So, I'll see you guys Sunday, I would say. I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow. I won't promise anything, but I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow for Palia. And then obviously during the week, we'll play more Palia, Cloudpunk, and then... But I mean, I know I need to get down to 2 fighting streams, but I might actually hold off on the fighting streams until Mortal Kombat 1 comes out to give me time to focus on Palia, you know, and finish up Cloudpunk. The visual novels on the weekend anyway, but Palia, Cloudpunk, and it actually frees up time for me to, like, you know, start learning, you know, the Unreal 5. Now I have to look into what coding languages I need to learn. Again, I'm not gonna like go super hardcore on coding. I think it's just I think it's important to at least have basic knowledge, just so like I can do basic coding and basic fixes myself, you know, so I don't have to constantly ask somebody else, you know. But it's nice that like the plugins that require any coding experience, there is 2 that I've got bookmarked that I'm gonna consider, like the 2 most popular ones on Unreal. The one that I'm looking at requires no coding experience. And then the other one, I think does require coding experience. But both of them, the visual novels I believe that have been made to make them are really high quality. I also asked in a Discord, I joined a Discord for one of them, for one of the visual novels that I looked at that's made with Unreal. And I asked them, because they're like the top rated one on itch.io that's made with Unreal Engine. So I asked them, like, hey, what plugins and courses do you recommend for Unreal Engine? So hopefully they get back to me. They haven't, but I did ask, like, in the morning today. Like, early in the morning today, I think. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care. Stay subscribe. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys potentially tomorrow for some Palia. And then in the week, more Palia, Cloudpunk, and then visual novel on the weekend. And I might, I don't know if I'll start learning Unreal next week because I want to buy the course, which costs like $16.50. So I'll have to wait until I get paid. But I'll at least download Unreal Engine 5 and, you know, do a little bit of prep to start learning. You know, that way it's all there when I want to get down to it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Stay subscribed. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.